First of all, were you directly affected? Did you feel the earthquake?
Actually, I am living in Ankara, so I couldn't feel as intense as in the east part of the Turkey. But my grandfather and my aunts are living in Maraş and Kayseri, and they experienced the earthquake very intensely. For instance, my aunt and his family was blockaded by the ruins that they cannot move, and they cannot reach water, they cannot reach food. Although their building didn't collapse, they cannot reach these essential needs. So they are going to be insane because of these inabilities. And he says that it is not possible to reach any help there because the roads are broken, cars or anything cannot move there. So they are in a like a prison. It's kind of a state of nature. I hope they will be saved. And for my grandfather who living in Kayseri, actually it is interesting that because nearly all city in Kayseri, the citizens are left the city because of fear of having another earthquake. So all of them went to villages. Well, my grandfather also went to village because of this. So the situation is like that, as I heard from my relatives.
So they left their house.
Yes, they left
okay.
it. And Kayseri right now like a ghost city, they call like that. And in Maraş, nearly all cities are affected. So and the government cannot reach to both to find what is the measurement of the disaster, and it is not possible to reach any help for them too because the access of roads are broken. So it is very difficult for them.
What's the feeling over there since you can see 3 earthquakes happened in the past hours?
Feelings are very pessimistic, but it is good to see that the other parts of the region in Turkey who are not affected by the earthquake, there is a very strong feeling of collective help that in all of my friends in each part of the region, everybody going to help for them. Even airports are full of they cannot book any flight to go Maraş to help people. But for the other side, they feel so helpless, and some of my relatives are blaming the government because of although that buildings have certificates for being resistant to the earthquake, in the reality there was too many systematical problems to accept this kind of non-resistant buildings as a they are getting right to build in that way by official acceptance, but it shouldn't be so. Some of people thinking so.
So you told me that part of your family stayed put, and the other half had to leave their home, right?
Yes.
Those that left their house, do they know where they can go back? Is there like a time frame? I don't know.
They are just in a village, in a one-yard house. They are waiting to feel safe. Then they will turn back.
And where are they living?
My grandfather living in Kayseri, and my aunt living in Maraş.
And where did they have to go?
A village in Kayseri.
And they're living with relatives, or?
They were living in city center, but they left the village of Kayseri.
And do you know of someone that maybe is lost? I don't know, maybe a friend?
Lost. My friends of friend are lost, and one of my friends' apartment collapsed, but thanks to God, they have survived. Especially in Antakya, the nearly half of the buildings are all collapsed during the earthquake. But nearly all whole southeast region affected by the earthquake. Yeah, it is very intense. I think this is the most destructive earthquake in the history of Turkish Republic, I think.
And quite a lot of people lost their
Yeah.
homes, right? And how do they see their future right now?
I don't know. They are right now. They are just seeking to survive. But the future is very far concept for them, I think.